With the Refugee Community. We would like you to meet the company.
I'm Michael Wicks from Argentina.
I'm Jose Morales from Guatemala.
I'm Nora Nadir from Argentina.
I'm Saeideh Nessar Ali from Iran.
David Diamond from Canada.
Daniel McLeod, also from Canada.
And over there with the tape recorder and all the wires is our stage manager.
Hi, I'm Boyd Brown. I'm from the Netherlands.
Now that you've met us, and because this is a participatory theater event, we'd like to take a moment for you to get to know each other just a little bit better. So if you would, turn to the person or people next to you who you don't know, if that's possible. Introduce yourself and let them know why you've come to see Sanctuary here this evening. Do that right now, please. Before we begin, you might have noticed that there are extra lights and television cameras in here this evening. They're from Shaw Cable 10. They're here to tape the performance and the forum. Now, I'll repeat this later, but I'll tell you now, if there's anybody during the evening who does not want an intervention, their participation taped, just say so and they will turn their cameras off. Normally, when you come to the theater, you would come in, sit down, the lights would go out, you would watch a play, lights would come back up again, and you would go home. You have, however, not come to a normal theater event this evening. This is what's called forum theater. Now, in forum, we play the piece through once so you can see it, and then we play the second time. The second time through, we ask you to stop the action, to yell, "Stop!" if you see somebody who's being oppressed or treated badly, and you think you could deal with the situation differently to break the oppression or to solve the problem in the play. We freeze the action. You come up out of your chair, onto the stage. You will, I know many of you will. And you try your idea to break the oppression or solve the problem by replacing the person who you think is being oppressed. Now, in that way, this group of people, this community, gets to use this theater event as a tool to investigate what the problems are and to find real ways to deal with them back out in the real world. So, we're going to play the piece for the first time. Please don't stop it yet. Okay. Just let it go through. It's about a half hour long. A couple of things you should know. It's in two scenes. The first scene is in Guatemala. The second scene is at the Canadian border. All the characters in the first scene are different from the characters in the second scene, except for the husband and wife. They remain the same throughout. So if everybody's ready, it looks like we are, we'll begin.
Compañeros, bad news. We are revived at the university again. Again they broke in to kill and kidnap students. I have the names of the three ones who died today. Victor see us all, or are we gonna react? I think we should react, compañeros. We should fight back. The student council is calling for urgent action. There is a massive demonstration at the cathedral, 7:30 p.m. on Thursday. Let's take the street and let people know what's going on here. And as you do this, you bring everyone that you can. You be there on time, you're always late. Bring lots of people. Oh, I can't do it. That's not okay. Be there.
Right here.
You, where did you get that lady?
From the first deck.
Speak up!
From the first deck.
Where did she get it?
Oh, I guess somebody else handed it to her.
What was the name of the person that gave it to her?
Oh, no idea.
Are you going to the demonstration?
Oh, yes.
Stand up!
And pull out your ID.
Take out your identification now.
No. Okay, we'll come back later.
Next time will be loaded.
Over to you.
C'era una piccola Margheretina, nata da poco così carina, disse alla mamma, voglio giocare, ma sono sola, ma sono...
Hello, my love.
Hello, my love, how are you?
Oh, I'm fine.
Good, you're home. I'm glad. I have something very nice to tell you. Good.
Escucha primero. Escucha. Listen.
All right.
Look, the truth is the situation is getting very dangerous, very bad for all the people. Because the military killed 3 students in the street and disappeared 7 more.
No, when?
This morning. And I gotta go to the meeting.
Well, I have something very nice to tell you, but if you have to go to the meeting, then it's fine.
What is nice?
You want to know about?
Yes.
Yes? Yes? Of course. Come, I'll show you. You see this? You like it?
Oh, it is interesting.
Interesting. There's something more than interesting in here. Come on, guess what?
It is a woman
And then what?
and a baby.
And who is she?
I don't know.
You don't know. It's me.
Oh, are you going to be a mother?
Yes.
Oh, I'm going to be a father, Saeideh.
I
It's wonderful.
It
I'm
is
very
good.
happy, Saeideh.
Sit down.
Okay.
Nice to meet you. I'm far away from you. But finally we are going to... Hi, this is it.
Okay, Saeideh.
Yes, who is it?
Can I come in?
Who is it?
It's Nora, can I come in?
Come in, Nora. What is the matter? Don't break the door.
What's
Saeideh,
happening, Nora?
we are in danger. The army broke in the university again.
I-
Carlos Victor, you know that Carlos Victor and Sylvia are dead?
Yes.
You know that, you've been there.
Yes, I was.
I don't even know if they are following me or not.
But I told you, be careful.
What? You are being followed and you come here?
You are my contact.
I know that, Nora, but you know they'll find us.
I'll tell him something and then I'll talk to you, okay?
But Nora, you...
Please, Saeideh, please.
All right, but hurry up. Hurry up. Hurry up, Nora.
This is Rosita's number. Learn it and burn it.
Okay, no problem.
You know the rules. You don't go to the university. You don't know me and you don't know anyone.
Okay, no problem.
They will tell you what to do, where to go, and where to reach me. Okay? Take care.
You too.
Saeideh! Have to go.
Yes, who is it?
It's me, Paul.
It's Paul. Come in, Paul.
Hello,
Paul.
Saeideh. How are you?
How are you? I'm good, very
I'm
good.
good too.
How's my sister?
She's very good. Hey, you look wonderful.
Yes, I do. Guess what?
What? Really?
Yes.
Congratulations,
Thank you.
Saeideh.
I'm so happy, Paul. You can't imagine.
You have some visitors here.
Yes, a very good friend of mine, Nora, my brother-in-law, Paul.
Hi, I'm Paul. Your name is?
Nora.
Nora. Nice to meet you, Nora. How are you?
I'm fine, Paul.
You like my new painting?
Oh, it's just wonderful.
All right, good. Would you like to have coffee or
Please,
tea or
Saeideh,
something?
bring me a coffee.
Okay, I guess.
Hey, Paul, what's new?
Not much, just working and working.
You make a lot of money, eh?
Not a lot, but enough.
Oh.
Well, he's the rich of the family. Here's your coffee.
You, stand up! Against the law! Move it!
Come on. Nadir, shut them up and
Leave them alone!
Now, what are you doing here?
I came for a coffee.
Coffee. Listen, you are Nora Nadir, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, I want to know where is Carlos and where is Rosa. You are going to tell me right now.
I don't know.
Where are they? I'll ask you again, where is Carlos and where is Rosa?
I don't know.
I'll ask you again, this is the last time, where is Carlos and where is Rosa?
I don't know.
You don't know, I know.
Paul, listen to me, Paul, please.
Shut your mouth.
Please, Saeideh.
Paul, there is nothing in there. Paul! Paul, please, there is nothing in there, Paul, please.
You know what this means? You know what this means? You stand up.
No.
Stand up. What?
No, Paul, please.
Saeideh, please.
No, Paul.
You know what this means?
Paul.
Now
Please,
move.
Saeideh.
No, Paul.
Captain, what about these two?
It's okay. Let's go.
What do you mean it's
I
okay?
said it's okay, and let's go. Move. You two.
No, Paul, please, listen.
My name is Nora Nadir. My name is Nora Nadir.
weekends, but it's always the same thing.
Victor, did you make up that list I asked you for?
Oh yes, Mr. McLeod, I have it right here. Seems like we have a man from Guatemala, 2 from Honduras, 1 Nicaraguan, and a family from Peru. Should I bring the first one, Mr. McLeod?
Yes, please, Victor, and let's try and speed things up a bit today.
Jose Hércules Escalante,
Sí.
please come on in and sit down right there.
Yes.
May I come in, sir? I'm his wife.
Ella es mi esposa.
Are you the family from Peru then?
No.
No, we are from Guatemala.
What's your name, please?
Saeideh Nessar Hercules Escalante.
Look, Miss Escalante, you are not on my list. Why don't you wait outside?
No,
We deal
sir,
with
I
you.
want to be with my husband.
I know, but we have only his
No,
name
sir,
in my
I
list.
want to be
Victor.
with him. I want...
Let me handle it. Sit down, please. Welcome to Canada. Who are you?
I'm his wife.
Ella es mi esposa.
You didn't come with him to the border, though.
No, I'm coming from Vancouver. I've been there for 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
15 days, yes.
Miss Escalante, can I see your passport and your visa, please?
Yes, sir. We don't have any passport, no visa, no document.
Miss Escalante, you just enter another country. This is Canada. You are not anymore in the States. You have to show me something.
But I do.
Mrs. Escalante, who helped you get into Canada?
Miss Escalante,
Yes, sir.
please answer the questions. We deal with your husband later. Answer our questions.
No one, sir. I was coming, so someone gave me right to Vancouver.
Mrs. Escalante, please, who helped you get into Canada?
No one, sir.
You don't know the name of the person who drove you across the border?
No.
Start with him.
Now, Mr. Escalante, do you speak or understand any English?
Un poquito.
A little bit. I can translate.
Now, can I have your full name, please?
My name is Jose Hércules Escalante
All right.
Ramirez.
What?
Ramirez.
Escalante or Ramirez?
Escalante Ramirez.
Mr. Escalante, do you see this form? This is a Canadian official immigration form, and I have only 3 spaces here for your name. The first one is for your first name, the second one is for your middle name, and I have only 1 space for your family name. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to write Jose as your first name, Hercules as your middle name, and Escalante as your family name, all right?
You mean, sir, he's going to lose a name?
He's not losing a name, Mrs. Escalante. He can keep Ramirez for himself, but whenever he deals with the Canadian authority, either provincial or federal, his name is going to be Jose Hércules Escalante.
Mrs. Escalante, how did you and your husband get here from Guatemala?
Mrs. Escalante,
Yes, sir.
please answer the question.
Yes, sir. Yes. We first went to Mexico and then to United States, and now we are here.
All right. Now, did you go through the United States Customs and Immigration?
You can't imagine, sir, how dangerous it is to cross the Rio Grande, especially when it's very...
Mrs. Escalante, please. It's a simple question. Just answer yes or no. Did you go through the United States Customs and Immigration? No.
No. No.
Mrs. Escalante, do you understand that since you came to Canada without any documents and entered the United States illegally, that you have no legal status here in Canada?
No, sir, but I want to be a refugee. I want to be a refugee.
Mrs. Escalante, we are dealing with your problem now. Please sit down, answer the questions, and things will unfold. Please,
All right.
sit down. Mr. Escalante,
All right.
Mrs. Escalante, why did you leave Guatemala?
Mrs. Escalante, Mrs. Escalante,
Yes,
please, answer the question.
He's my husband, sir.
I know he's your husband. We are dealing with you right now. We ask him questions later. Now we want your answer. Is that clear?
Yes.
Well, please answer the question.
Yes. How do you say, sir? We had to leave Guatemala because the police was looking for us.
All right, so there were criminal charges against you.
No, no criminal charges.
Mrs. Escalante, if you're going to ask your husband for advice every time we ask you a question, we'll get an interpreter in so we can speak to him directly. Victor, could you get the interpreter,
No, but
please?
I can translate for you, sir.
It's all right, Mrs. Escalante, just be patient.
Sir? Sir? No,
Está bien, Saeideh. It's okay.
no.
I can tell you what happened there with this is our office. Mr. McLeod, this is Rosa Gomez. She's going to be our interpreter for the day. Rosa, Mr. McLeod.
Pleased to meet you, Rosa.
Hi, Miss McLeod.
Just call me Daniel.
Buenos días.
We have here Mr. and Mrs. Escalante from Guatemala, husband and wife.
Yo les voy a traducir las preguntas del inglés al español y las respuestas del español al inglés, ¿entendido?
Sí, está entendido.
Now, Mr. Escalante, your wife was telling us that the police were looking for you.
Señor Escalante, su esposa nos decía que la policía lo perseguía.
Sí, es cierto.
Yes, it's true.
Why?
¿Por qué?
Bueno, en primer lugar, la policía secreta entró a mi casa, se llevó a una compañera, luego la mató por pertenecer a un movimiento estudiantil y quien decía más que solo la verdad.
First of all, the secret police broke in my house, took away and killed a comrade of mine.
A camera.
No, sir, she's not right. It
Mrs.
is not
Escalante, how many times have I said now I have to take you out of the...
Dile que no toque a mi esposa, ¿eh? Dígale que no toque a mi esposa.
What did he say?
Tell him not to touch my wife.
Victor, sit down. Sit down, please, Mr. and Mrs. Escalante.
Siéntese, por favor.
Gracias.
Mrs. Escalante, please, try not to be so emotional. It'll make things a lot easier for us.
I'm very sorry. I really didn't mean to.
Mr. Escalante,
Sorry.
what political group did you belong to?
Señor Escalante, ¿a qué grupo político usted pertenecía?
Do they have any weapons?
Were they guerrillas?
Were communist subversive?
No, sir, no weapons, no gorillas. It's just so hard.
Listen.
Just tell me what you really want to know. Tell me what you really want to know.
Please, Mrs. Escalante, all what I want to know is the truth. Why don't you just tell me the truth?
If you're real refugees, you won't have a problem telling us the truth.
Sit down, Mrs. Escalante. Mr. Escalante,
That's fine, Rosa, thank you. Mrs. Escalante, we're going to draw up two statements, one for you to sign, one for your husband to sign. Then you'll be fingerprinted and photographed. Now, Mrs. Escalante, do you have a place to stay in Vancouver?
Yes, sir.
All right, you can go back this afternoon. Since you entered Canada illegally, you're not entitled to legal counsel, you'll have to get your own. Your husband will have a lawyer appointed to act for him. He'll have an inquiry here at the border in about 6 weeks' time. In the meantime, he goes back to the United States to wait.
What?
You understand all that?
¿Por qué? ¿Por qué?
What,
Pregúntale.
sir? You cannot do
Es
that.
imposible vivir en ese
You
país.
cannot send
En
him
ese
back.
país no se puede vivir.
If this
Te van a mandar de regreso.
Where is he going to go there,
Por
sir?
favor, Mrs. Escalante, Mr. Escalante, he can go anywhere he wants as long as he leaves Canada.
No,
Es
he's not
imposible vivir
leaving
en ese
Canada.
país.
Váyase a su país, no lo queremos aquí, váyase a una vez.
He'll be back
This is
for
not
in 6
fair.
weeks' time.
Jose,
Not a
please, sir,
problem.
you cannot
Listen to
do
me, I'm
that.
trying to explain something to you.
What? What?
Just trust the system.
And that is the end of the play. Okay, so you see, forum theater is different from other kinds of theater. There is no resolution here. There are no answers given, only questions asked. I have some questions for you now. Do you see people in this play who are being oppressed or treated badly? Yes, good. That's a very good first step. Do you have ideas for how you might deal with the situations here differently to break the oppressions or solve the problems that you see? Well, that's a harder question, I know, but I hope that you do. I hope many of you do, because the rest of the evening depends on you. We're going to change back into scene 1 now. Can we change to scene 1, please? While that's happening, I'm going to give you the rules again. If you see somebody who's being oppressed or treated badly, we want you to yell, "Stop!" Now, we will all have a different idea about who is being oppressed in any given scene. Somebody will yell, "Stop." We will freeze the action. You'll come up out of your chair onto the stage and replace the character that you think is being oppressed and try your idea to break the oppression or solve the problem. Now, you're only up here as long as it takes to try your idea. It may be 15 seconds, it may be 30 seconds, it may be a minute. But nobody's going to ask you to play the part for the whole rest of the evening, okay? You're not going to be asked to do that. Also, very important that you don't sit there and censor yourself and go, "Oh no, this is really stupid, it's not going to work." This isn't a test. There's no right and wrong here. Your participation, your idea, will give somebody else an idea. That person's idea will give somebody else an idea. And deeper and deeper and deeper into an investigation of the issues. And we'll make all those discoveries through action. Also, there's something else I have to tell you, and I can't remember what it is. Doesn't matter. Okay. We're going to go back to scene 1 then. If you see somebody being oppressed or treated badly, yell, "Stop." We know from doing this many, many, many times before that the first intervention is always the hardest, right? There's waves of fear coming off of you right now. I can feel it as I speak. So if one of you just screws that courage up and makes the first intervention, then we'll all see how it works. We can relax and see that we can learn a great deal here this evening and have a good time doing it. So, is that an intervention?
Like when I yell "stop" and then let somebody else figure out.
I think it's a good idea to not yell "stop" unless you want to do something, okay?
If somebody yells "stop," then only one person go up.
Well, I think it's very important that we only deal with one intervention at a time, otherwise we get chaos. Okay? Okay, wait, look, I don't want to get into a lot of discussion here. If we don't normally have this many questions when we start. You cannot replace anyone. You can only replace the person that you think is being oppressed. We are not here to replace oppressors. This is theater of the oppressed, not theater of the oppressor. Okay? We're going to begin now, and I think once we start, your questions will be answered. Okay, is everybody in place? Oh yeah, one more time. That's good point. One more time. With the television cameras here, if anybody wants to make an intervention and feels that they don't want it filmed for any reason, say so. Nobody will think badly of you. The cameras will be turned off for that intervention. Here we go. Scene 1.
Compañeros, bad news again. The Ivy riot at the university. They broke in to kill and kidnap students. I have the names of the 3 ones who died today. They are Víctor Hugo Rodríguez Jaramillo, Silvia María Zurria Utrera, Carlos Cabrera Rivera. 7 others are missing. We don't know if they are alive or not. Now are we going to wait here till they come and kill us all, or are we going to fight back? I think we should fight back. There is a massive demonstration called by the Student Council. Thursday, 7:30 p.m. at the Cathedral. Let's be there. Everybody has to know what's happening here. So pass it on. And you be there. This, you keep it. Bring everyone to have one here. Bring your friends. I know you'll be there. And don't delay. Here. Please be there. Be there.
Are you going to this demonstration? Yes or no? I can't listen to you. Speak up. Why are you going to this demonstration? Are you against the government? You are not happy with the way things are?
Stop. Okay, would you replace her in this point? Okay, we'll just sit here and please, sir. Now, before we begin here, there are a number of points in the play where interventions could be physical. This is one of them. Okay, if they won't do anything physical to you. But if your intervention is physical, or anybody else's reaction is happening in a controlled manner, that it happened very slowly, in slow motion. Okay, they will respond the same way, and that way people don't get hurt. Okay, that's very important. Okay, especially Bill. Okay, let's continue.
Do you want it?
Yes. I want yours.
Yeah.
Or it's yours?
Yeah.
Would you like
it? You can go?
Listen, you are talking to an army officer. Are you going to this demonstration?
Sure.
Why?
Because it's good. It's something good.
Stand up!
You know that it's
Take up your
I'm
identification.
sorry, I don't respond.
Okay, we're going to stop you. What's your name? Dottie. Dottie's intervention is to, well, try to reason with them, I guess. Yeah?
No, to tell them to stand.
Okay, to try to tell them where you stand. What happened here?
I got shot.
Okay, why did you shoot her?
She refused to obey an order. She's in possession of subversive material, which is against the law. She refused to produce her identification or passport, which is also
I
against the
did
law.
it.
Never will.
Oh, you got no. Okay. If you were asked for identification, would you have given it?
I'm not here.
Okay.
That's just, I'm honest answer.
Okay. The thing we see here, though, is that people get shot in countries like Guatemala, El Salvador, and many, many countries in the world, in public, daily, every day, in front of crowds, just like this. We're doing things like this. And it's very important that we understand that these guys are not like the Canadian police. They're very different. Although in some instances, at this point in Canada, particularly if you're a native Canadian in this country, you are getting shot in public in this country right now, and it's important we know that. So the intervention is a very brave one, and we learned a great deal from it about the way these guys operate, so thank you very much for your bravery.
However, you're in the
No, yes, this character, this person now, this scene is dead. It's very important, we have Troy guns, but it's very important we understand that. But we learned a great deal from it, thank you. Let's continue.
What are you hiding under your coffee? Pull it out now. Slowly. Are you going to this demonstration? Speak up!
No.
Good. You're a good citizen. What?
Stop.
Stop. Where'd that come from? Okay. You want to give him a leaflet?
Now you're going to this demonstration?
No more killing. No more killing.
No more killing! 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 No more killing!
Okay, I'm going to stop this here. I'm interested in something. The chanting began, and that's very important. Nobody moved, and I don't know why.
We didn't expect to get shot.
Okay, because you didn't expect to get shot. That's a good answer. Victor, yes. Pardon me? I'm sorry, I'm not doing what you're saying.
As I was saying, no more killing, I realized I wanted to shoot down.
Okay. Perhaps that's another intervention. in some way. I'm going to ask Victor, let's suppose that this is a demonstration. Does something like this happen?
Yes. First with gas and then 1 minute later with bullets and people will die and the rest will go home or not.
Yeah. Okay, we're living in terms of the play here, we're living in a very, very extreme condition, one that many of us as Canadians, not all of us, but many of us, don't understand, I think, because it's not in our life experience. Are there other possible interventions at this point in the play? Do other people have, yes, but if you haven't, I don't want you to tell me, I want you to do it.
Well,
okay. Yes, that can be arranged.
we all have good.
Once again, I want to stress that if anything becomes physical in this intervention, it has to happen in a very calm manner. Okay? Oh, I was interested, just because all the chanting began here, but everybody's taking their seats. Well, I don't know. I don't know instead of, but it was just an observation of mine. Okay, where would you like to go from? At what point would you like to go from?
Close to them, so like...
Okay, why don't you sit over here? Now, it's very important for you to... Okay. Would you like one of these? Okay, let's continue. Okay, Ira's intervention is one that is happening all over the world. Populations are arming themselves. And it's very difficult to tell certain populations that they should not arm themselves because they're in situations like this. You're in the crowd with a gun. He approaches you and you shoot him. Now there's a very interesting thing that's happened here is you're not alone. And the person who's with you is not beside you either. And so that you're being covered. These two are dead, we lost you, and you've remained alive. Do you want to talk to this way?
No, I'm wondering what the people around the man with the gun said.
Oh, that's a good question.
Because I don't have a problem in shooting him or his friend and anybody. I'm not responsible. I'm only responsible to my boss. But you are responsible in front of your people. So I'm wondering, I don't care, I aim at you if I kill 3 people around you, I don't care. But you do care. So this is what I'm thinking right now.
So the man in white, how do you feel in the audience there, say in the crowd, having a gun in the midst of people who may not be armed?
Well, I realized that I didn't care. I mean, somebody could have stood up. But I just took a chance because no one would die anyway.
How do people...
It's just desperation. That's all.
Yes. Yes, but it's a very interesting fact, just a sec. How do people just around him, anybody have a comment in there? Just around where he is?
It was very, very abrupt and finished before I realized.
Right, so it's a total surprise to you. Okay, is this an intervention or a question?
It's an intervention because I had 2 people sitting beside me who were in reaction. When the girl was sitting beside me and she turned to me and shook me and started to chant, my first reaction was to turn away. I don't want to be part of this. I don't want to run in the crowd. But when the guy was there with direct physical action, I thought if I had a gun, I was going to shoot like that.
Okay, this woman is saying that when somebody asked her to start chanting, she wanted to turn away, but in fact, when somebody had a gun, she wished she had one too. Fair. Okay, I don't want to get into a big discussion here, because when we start discussing, the forum stops. We will take time for questions and comments later, but if we start discussing now, we're finished. Okay? Is this an intervention? Okay, we'll take this last intervention and we'll move into the okay, yes, that comes back. Okay, would you like to leave?
Yes, I live in that.
Now, where are you? I mean, are you part of the crowd?
No.
Okay, so
So I am one of you.
Okay, wait a minute. Well, okay, I'm going to let you do that. Okay, it's unusual to allow her to do this, but in this circumstance, I'll let you do it. We'll see what happens.
So, are you both in this, or is it just you and I?
No, the three of us.
Three of us. Okay, well.
Are you going to this conversation?
You've been trained since you were a little child, okay, to do this job, or maybe a teenager to do this job. This morning, you woke up and decided to shoot the people you work with, right? Explain that.
I didn't wake up this morning at this time.
So it's been building for a long
A
time.
long time.
Okay, Victor, can you respond to this? Can you talk to us?
Well, I don't know what are you going to do next.
I guess I become one of the people and try to take refuge with the people.
It happens. And it happens many times.
People at the back can't hear.
It's a thing that happened many times. Not only one member of the army, but a group, little groups, that either try to do political work inside the army, or they just desert with all their guns and all the equipment. It's depending the country and the circumstances. But it's something that happens. So,
okay, it's a very, we learn a great deal from intervention, and it's a very positive one. Thank you very much. Okay, listen, before we go into the house, it's important to know, because Victor often complains that people don't want to talk to him after the show. I asked Victor for information on the death squads, not because he was a member of one, but because as a journalist in Argentina, he did research, a lot of research on the death squads, and got in very serious trouble for that. He has knowledge up in this firsthand, and that's why we turn to him and see. It's important that you know that. Okay, let's go into the house, please. Could you take this with you?
C'era una piccola Margheretina, nata da poco così carina, disse la mamma voglio giocare.
Hello, my love.
Hello, my love. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine.
Good, you're at home. Good. I have something very nice to tell you. Good.
Escucha primero. Listen. The truth is the situation is getting very dangerous, very bad for all the people. Because the military killed 3 students in the street and disappeared 7 more.
No way.
And this morning, and I gotta go to the meeting.
Well, I had something very nice to tell you, but if you have to go to the meeting, then it's fine.
What is nice?
You want to know about it?
Yes.
Yes?
Of course.
Yes? Come, I show you. You see this? You like it?
Oh, it is interesting.
Interesting. There's something more than interesting in here.
It is
Come
a
on.
woman.
Yes, it is a woman. Then what?
And a baby.
And who is she?
I don't know.
You don't know. It's me.
It's you.
Yes.
Oh, are you going to be a mother?
Yes.
Oh, Saeideh, I'm going to be a father.
I bet you will.
Oh, Saeideh, I'm very happy.
I'm very happy to sit down.
Oh, thank you.
Finally, we are going to have our own family. You hide this. Hide it. Yes, who is it?
Can I come in?
Who is it?
It's Nora, can I come in?
Come in, Nora. What is the matter? Breaking the door.
Saeideh,
Yes.
we are in danger. The army broke into the university and Carlos, Sylvia, and Victor are dead.
I know.
We know
You've been there?
Yes, I was.
I don't even know if they are following me or not.
I told you, be careful.
What? You're being followed and you come here?
You are my contacts, aren't you?
I know that, Nora, but they're going to find us. You know that.
Let me talk to him first and I'll tell you something later, okay?
But, Nora,
Please, Saeideh, please.
All right. But hurry up. Hurry up.
This is Rosita's number. Learn it and burn it.
Okay, Nora.
You know the rules. You don't know anyone. You don't go to the university. You don't know me.
Okay.
They will tell you what to do, where to go, and where to reach me.
Okay, no problem.
Saeideh?
Okay, wait, I'm gonna freeze this here. We know what the scene is. At this point, when Nora is in the house, before Paul comes in, is there nothing that can be done to alter the way things are going to unfold? Well, if you have an idea, I don't want you to tell me though, I want you to do it. Okay, there's intervention back here. Think about, come back to me. Who would you replace?
Nora.
Intervention is replacing Nora. From what point?
From here.
From when Saeideh comes back into the room? Okay.
No, just when she goes out.
Oh,
When she goes out. Okay.
I'm going up.
Do we have a place to hide me?
I'm going to ask you to speak up, please, okay? Have you speak up.
You have a place to hide me?
Yeah.
Yeah, take me there.
Go inside. Yes? Who is it?
It's me, Paul.
Yes, Paul, I'm coming. Yes? Come in. Hello, Paul. How are you? I'm good, very good. How are you?
I'm good too.
And how's my sister?
It's very good to hi to say how are you?
I'm fine, Paul.
Listen,
Yeah.
I've seen a
Sit
girl.
down.
I have to talk to you. I've seen a girl coming into the house. Is she here?
No.
No.
She's in big danger. Is she here?
No, she's not here.
She's not here?
Why do you know that?
Saeideh, trust me. You
You?
are in big trouble. Come with me, please. Come with me outside the house.
Why?
You trust me.
What did you want?
You don't want to leave the house?
No.
You are-
Why? That is my house.
Okay, I know it. I've seen this girl coming into this house. Is she here?
No, she's not here.
But who are you, I want to know? Why are you so
Please.
interested in her?
Please leave the house with me right now. Please.
Why? This is my
You
house.
want to save your life?
Paul,
It's
I'm
my
not.
house.
You want to save your life, yes or no? Think fast. I can't be here more than 2 minutes.
Why for
You
nothing?
want to save your house, your life, yes or no?
What is the reason?
The reason this house is going to be blown in 2 minutes. Because there is somebody hiding here. Move out, come on. You are not going to leave the house?
No.
Okay, fire!
Okay, let's stop. Where are you hiding? Okay, Michael's intervention is a very interesting one and creates a very interesting situation. Don't run away. He thinks, Nora thinks she's been followed, and so you come here, you pass all the information and say, and hide me. Okay, Victor, would you come here, please? You're also in a very bad situation.
Yes.
Could you explain a bit more?
Okay, we've been following Nora all the morning. Now she's coming into the house of my sister-in-law and my brother-in-law. I'm coming inside, I have to take her out. They are not going to say that she's here. They don't want to leave the house, and I can't go out without Nora. I come in here to get Nora. I won't leave the house and say she's not here because other people saw her coming into this house. So I'm trying to save them, to save their lives, but they don't, they won't leave. So I'm leaving the house and probably it's going to be bombarded.
And are the two of you are staying?
Yes.
Okay, they're all gone. The intervention, when we begin to see it, looks like it's going to work. This unfolded in a different manner because the intervention was different than other ones we've seen. And I'm, I think, as surprised in a sense as many of you may be that this didn't work. But we learned a very important lesson from it. You want to say something?
Just to add that even if the situation was different, usually they don't come in and just go. They check everything. So it is very hard to hide.
Okay. Thank you, Michael. We learned a great deal from it. Thank you very much. Okay, let's continue. Now, did you sort this out for yourself? Well, not as anybody else.
Well, but it's something way back there.
Well, how far back?
Well, it's before they even start.
Before Nora comes to the
It's just
house?
that I think that she...
I don't want you to tell me.
Well,
We learned much.
Like,
We can rewind them.
no, but it's something to do with those two that they have going on without her depending on it.
You don't want me?
They have to do on their own. Like, I can't give you a...
Okay, can you play Nora or Jose and we'll just see it on the street?
Probably, but I don't... Sure,
It's like a fishing expedition. Okay, who'd you replace?
Well, I guess I would be Nora. Okay, what's your name?
That's Saeideh.
Okay, well, I'd be Nora then.
Okay, the
Because I'm
intervention.
the one who's being followed.
Yes.
Right? So I think that I
Oh,
would...
don't tell me.
Okay, so this is the house.
Okay, no, this is the street right
And
here.
this is the house. This is the window.
Yes.
The house.
Yes.
So if I'm being watched...
Okay, when are we? Are we before she comes to the house?
Yeah. Like instead of coming in the door.
Okay.
Right.
So we're going to change them around a little bit. This is the front. Here's the front door now. Here's the door now. Okay. So
Okay, and there's a window.
Here's the window.
Here's the window.
Okay, fine.
And I've been... Where, you know, where...
Okay, just come up the stairs. People need to see you. Just come up the stairs. And
I don't want to come up the stairs because I don't want anybody to see me because these guys are following me.
Okay, do it the way you need to do it then.
So I have this note where I want him to meet me.
Okay, but don't tell us. Do it.
Okay, so do you have a piece of paper?
Mine or no?
Here. Okay, no. Okay. So I'm just, these people are following me and I'm just going to throw it in the window. And I'm just going to keep walking and he's going to come and follow me.
It's a telephone number.
Oh, I know.
You mentioned-
Yeah, I know. No. Yeah, I know.
You know it?
Yeah.
Good.
No problem. Don't worry about that. That's my friend.
Jose,
Yeah.
this number is something. Get it out of here. Do whatever you have to need. You have to do it fast.
Okay. No problem, Saeideh.
Okay.
See you soon, okay?
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Rush.
Okay.
Come back alive.
Okay, no problem.
Okay. Michelle's intervention then is a very smart one and a very positive one. She's not coming to the house. The information is transferred over. It comes in through the window or under the door. It doesn't really matter. It gets here. You're being followed. Victor, you're probably still going to follow her, and you may also still get her. Right? So you...
I know they're going to get me.
Yeah, so what's going to happen to this woman may happen anyway. Or she may get away. People get away. The people who are here in this play are here because they all got away somehow. That happens. What are you going through right now?
Well, I'm scared. I know that a message coming through a window is a message which is usually a dangerous message coming. So I tell him he has to go. This message has to go through us. So I only hope he comes back home alive.
Okay, so there's worry here, but the death squad is not coming into this house.
Yeah, no, they're not.
Nora, just very quickly, anything you
It's
want
just
to
by chance that the window was here, otherwise they might not have seen it.
Yes, but yeah. In the theater we're doing that. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, from Paul's knock, please.
Oh, Petra. Yes, who is it?
Me, go.
Come in. What? It's hot. Come in.
Okay, who's replaced?
Saeideh.
Saeideh? Saeideh, okay, from what point?
Knock.
At Paul's knock. Okay, so Nicola, you're out there, and Nora calls your name, and that's what starts the scene.
Saeideh, have to go. Go.
Okay, well, just before you run away, it was a little messy, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay. Victor, could you come out again, please? Okay, Nicola's intervention then is to when Nora's instinct tells her to go, she says, okay, go. But we see that the place is surrounded here, yeah? Anything else? No, nothing else. Okay. This intervention happens often because it's a logical one. I said this before, but I'll say it again. The house is probably surrounded. There are instances, though, when people make it through. In this instance, this character doesn't, but people do. The intervention is a very positive one, and maybe it's this character's only chance once he starts coming in the door, right? What's going to happen to these two?
Well, this is the house of my family, and I'll try to avoid any problem with them. You know, we clear the area and this and that.
Okay.
It's not the only person that we have to kill today, so it's not a big deal. We'll take her away, and that's it. But later on, I may come by and talk to them and tell them that to be careful. It's up to them to find out who I am.
Okay, just very quickly, if that happens, are you staying or are you leaving? Yes?
Yes.
So if that unfolds, these two are leaving anyway, because they've been too heavily compromised. Very quickly.
Very fast. I just want to say why people sometimes don't rush away. There is a chance that you survive, even if they take you for interrogation, even if they put you in concentration camp and torture you, you might survive. And people try to go for it sometimes. If you rush away, you might be killed instantly. That's why people don't rush away sometimes.
Okay, we learned all of this from this intervention, so thank you, Nicola, very much. Paul, let's get Paul in the room, okay?
We have some visitors here.
Yes, a very good friend of mine, Nora, my brother-in-law, Paul.
Stop! Where'd that come from? Way at the back somewhere. Okay, who did you replace? Intervention replace Saeideh.
From what point?
Right from here, from, okay. That's okay.
So you have some visitors here.
Yes, there was a woman I met at the market today, and we were just discussing the fresh produce and lovely meals we were going to make with the new beans in town.
That's good. Can I have some of that meal?
Well,
It's not ready yet.
no, we were discussing what we might make with what we got at the
What are
market.
we going to make?
Perhaps, some borscht.
Okay, I'm gonna...
Yeah, this is as far as I knew, you know.
Okay. Okay, well, let's just stop this here because we had a very spontaneous intervention upstairs. So, what's your name?
Nancy.
Nancy's intervention then is to try to conceal the identity of Nora. What's happening here with you?
Well, I'm not a fool. I've been in the army since I was 16 years old. I follow her, I know who she is. My problem here is that she's in the house of my family. And so they are in trouble, but I'm in trouble as well. I'm oppressed. I don't know, we'll take her away.
Okay, so this isn't going to solve the problem for her. It's a nice attempt, though. Thank you very much. Okay, let's continue. Yeah.
Come here, very
You have some visitors here.
Yes, a very good friend of mine, Nora, my brother.
Stop. We're in Maryland.
Yeah.
Who'd you replace?
Nora.
Intervention to replace Nora from Paul's knock. Yeah. So the way the scene starts is you call Saeideh's name. Okay?
Just a second. When the knock was open.
No, you call Saeideh's name, then the knock happens.
I call her name. Oh, that's a shame. I hope he doesn't hear me doing that. Saeideh? Okay.
Yes, who is it?
It's me, Paul.
It's Paul.
Well, thank you very much. It was really good of you to just help a stranger like that.
Yes, doesn't matter. Come in, Paul. Paul?
Yes.
Come in.
Paul is inside there. I didn't park my car properly. I'll be back in an hour.
Trust you.
I'm dead, but they're okay.
Okay, what's your name?
Antoinette.
Okay, Antoinette, I have a question for you. Did you know in the intervention that you would walk out to guns?
Yeah.
Okay, I figured you did.
Oh, I guess that it was a possibility.
Okay.
But I wasn't rushing out.
No, you weren't.
Yeah.
But they have followed you.
Yeah.
So, and they know who you are.
Yeah.
So it's logical that you're going to walk out into their arms. Either they're going to take you or they're going to shoot you on the spot.
Yeah.
The intervention then is to try to save these two. Is that correct?
Yeah, to always make out that they have nothing to do with me.
Right.
Because I know that I can't trust anybody. She thinks she can trust her brother-in-law.
Right. This, in fact, solves the problem for Paul.
Yeah.
Right? The problem that he's having because they're family.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We lose this character. It looks like we're going to lose this character anyway. This may solve the problem for these two, and in that sense, it's a very positive intervention. Often, in very extreme instances of violence, like this, we can't move as far as we would like to go. The steps that we take, we can't really solve the problem. We can solve a part of it. And sometimes it's important that we do that and that we understand that. This intervention shows us that, and that's why it's such a good one. Thank you. Is this a question or an intervention?
It's just the same one I did before.
Okay, then
Nora again.
okay,
I have an intervention.
okay, I need to start limiting them because we got to get out of here and we got to change scenes soon. I would suggest if we give Nora a gun, let's just deal with that just for a sec. I think we can imagine what would happen then. Right? He would. I'm going to suggest he would run through. You would shoot, yes. The moment he comes in, probably. No, well, maybe not. I'm doing something I shouldn't do. Let's see this. Let's do this.
Here goes the gun.
Come quickly, please, because we're really running out of time here. How late can you all stay tonight? Okay, so from the knock on the door.
Knock at the door?
Yes, Saeideh is outside. You call Saeideh's name.
Call the side.
Saeideh.
Yes. Yes, who is it?
It's me, Paul.
It's Paul. Come in, Paul. Hello, Paul. How are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
I'm good too. How's my sister?
Well, hey, you look wonderful.
Yes, I do. Guess what?
What? Really?
Yes.
Congratulations,
Oh, thank
Saeideh.
you. I'm so happy, Paul. Come in. Come in.
You have some visitors.
Yes, a very good friend of mine, Nora, my brother-in-law, Paul.
Hi, your name is?
Nora.
Nice to meet you. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine, Paul.
You like my new painting?
Oh, it's wonderful.
Would you like to have a coffee or tea or something?
Please, bring me coffee.
Okay, I'll get some coffee.
Okay. Are you armed?
Yes, I'm armed and I have all my friends outside.
Yeah?
Now, what are you going to do?
Blow it. Or I'll blow you away.
Oh!
Holy shit. Okay, what do we do now?
It's your show.
Listen, I'm not saying anything. You are traitors. I'm not a traitor. You under torture speak out all you
Kill my friends, you
So
kill
what?
my
Yes, I'm an army
comrades.
officer.
I could just kill you now.
Well, go ahead.
Okay, I'm good.
I'm dead.
Okay, just what's your name? Ira. Okay. You waited long enough, I guess, and you came in? Is that?
Well, as soon as I heard a shot, I knew
okay.
something was wrong, so I came in.
Okay.
I shot him, but Jose shot me.
Okay. Jose, your decision here, you shoot. It wasn't Ira who shot. You shot, right? Yes. You shot Saeideh's brother-in-law. Can you tell us about that?
That's a matter for me because he's a danger man for me in my relative life. You know, if he is working for the military position, I kill him. If I have a gun, but many people doesn't have a chance to have a gun in my country.
Okay. Something happens here that's very important to look at. You did what you wanted to do. You had him, right? And then you said, "Oh boy, what do we do now?" Right? And that's a very important thing to look at, because when people start to arm themselves, they don't have the training that these guys have. They don't have it, and they need it, or they're no match. And that's one of the things this intervention really points out, is that it's not a game. It's very, very serious business. Thank you very much, because we learned a lot from it. Thank you. Okay. Okay, we'll take this last one, and then we've got to change scenes, okay?
But is it already part of the place that in this scene that is the oppressor and the oppressed?
No.
And the oppressed. Paul is both.
You think Paul's oppressed?
It's his family.
Oh, okay, wait. Just answer yes or no. Do you think Paul is oppressed?
I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt, yes.
Then you can replace him. If you think he's oppressed, you can replace him. Okay, from what point?
Before he comes in.
From before he comes in the door.
Right before he comes in.
So from the knock?
Yeah.
Okay. Again, from the knock.
Ready?
You ready?
No, you're not going to sit down. Yes, who is it?
It's Paul.
It's Paul. Come in, Paul. Hi. Hello, Paul. How are you? How's my sister?
She's very good.
Come in. You like my new painting?
Yes, it's very nice.
Thank you. Sit down. Would you like to have coffee or tea?
No, thank you. I want to talk to you about something very serious.
I'm gonna ask you to sit.
Sit here, please.
Sit in the other chair, please.
Have a seat.
You're both my family, and I'm in very big trouble. We've got to solve this.
Excuse me, you're not my family, so I'm gonna go. I don't want to interfere in family talks. See you later.
Okay, see you later.
Okay, that's all. That's all we could do, I guess, but it's just, that's all.
Okay, well, do you want to stop?
All I was going to say is that we have to work this out together, and that they're my family and I care about them, and I'm in a position that's going to oppress them as well as someone else, but I have an allegiance right here immediately.
Okay, I have to ask you a question. Do you think that it's realistic for this character to do this at this time, when he's following this woman and is supposed to take her away and get information from her?
If their lives, these two lives, are involved, it could be. They might have to do something. She would be sacrificed, but these two people might not be. And in another situation, what might happen is that they're harboring her, therefore they're in trouble. So.
Yep. They are definitely in trouble, but I have a question about whether or not this action would happen at this point in time. Maybe it happened the day before, or maybe it happened tomorrow, but I wonder about right now. The two of you, it happening anytime, what's your response here?
She wants to solve, and if she exposes herself and she tells that she's a part of the military, and at that time we will close our door towards her. That's nothing doing. We might not leave the country, But for sure, we are going to leave the house. We are going to live in somewhere else where this person doesn't know anything about us.
Okay, there's something important here because this character has made his decisions. There isn't any reconciliation here. There isn't any turning back. The decisions have been made because you killed many, many, many of their friends.
It's unlikely. You don't know how involved they are, although you think they aren't. So they could at the same moment have guns and kill you. I mean, you're risking too much. They could tell all their friends and search for you and kill you. It's too risky, and I don't think in your position you would risk so much for some couple that even if they are your family, they're on the other side.
However, we do learn all this from, first of all, I want to say we agree, we think Victor is oppressed, is an oppressed character. He's being worked on from above and has been probably for a great deal of his life. So we agree he's oppressed. And we learn much, much more about that character, the situation from the intervention. So thank you for that very much. Okay. In the interest of time, we have got to go to the second scene. Okay? We are not going to take a real intermission here, but we are going to take a very quick break, 2 minutes maximum. We'll throw the doors open, get some air here. Please stand up, stretch, talk amongst yourselves about interventions for the second scene. We'll see you in 2 minutes. Could somebody throw the doors open, please?
Hi. I'm here to speak to a cast member tonight and the director of the Sanctuary Project. The cast member is Saeideh Nessar Ali and director David Diamond. Saeideh, I was wondering if you found this process of transforming your experience into theater helping you with your personal healing process in relation to those experiences.
Well, I never thought of the process of healing myself. The reason I joined this theater is only for one reason, and that is to give education to other people who have very little knowledge, who don't have knowledge, what goes on there, and how can we, at this time, we can deal with the Canadian new law, and how can we facilitate the system so that people can enter Canada easily. This is the only thing I have in mind by doing this theater.
So that's been your primary objective?
Yes.
I was wondering, because this work comes from your own life, was there ever a point where you found it too difficult? Was there ever a place in the creation of the work where you felt like you wanted to stop and say, I can't do this? Or did you always feel like your commitment was strong enough that you could go through your own personal pain into the performance and onward?
Okay. The work this theater company does, or the workshop David does, it's a moment of oppression, and he would walk you through the most oppressed moment of your life. It is not easy. You get involved in yourself, but the way he talks you through it, he's the one who brings you out, and you can easily come to that point. You are not reluctant for not doing it. You do it because you have to do it, and that is what you are, because you want to see it. And once you see the reality, you've gone through it, then it becomes easier. And David has this, at least his workshop has this power that you come to that point and you bring out, and your commitment to your work makes you do it. You don't stop anywhere.
Thank you. Were you familiar with popular theater as a form before you came to this country, or did you just get acquainted with it was it in Vancouver when you met David?
I had never ever worked in theater before, and I just met David, and well, I remember I didn't know anything about acting, or when they told me there's something, I said, well, I'm not an actress, I've got nothing to do with that. And they said, well, that's fine. So I went to it, the thing which how do you say it, I don't know. attracted me was only one word of his, and he said, this is an education program, so that you can, and to educate people about refugees, and I said, okay. And then I found out all about acting.
You were involved in education in Iran?
Yes, I was a professor of psychology in Iran, and I taught in university for about 10 years. And I'm a speech pathologist at the same time, but unfortunately I can't do anything in Canada.
You're not able to teach here or not allowed to teach?
No, I'm not allowed to teach. They have their own rules and regulations. They're very, very rigid. And it's contradictory. I must say something. When I went for the interview in Canadian Embassy, the very first question was asked, how much education we have. And when we told them how, and I asked him if I could do my job in Canada, and he said, yes, you can. But when I came to Vancouver, they said, no, I cannot. They don't accept you just because your degree is not from here. It's not from Canada, neither is from United States. And any degree coming from anywhere else is not a degree.
So you would have to go back to school?
Yes, they would like me to go, but I don't have the time to go.
So do you have future plans to continue this type of work, or do you have I'm just wondering if you have an idea of what you want to eventually do with your time. Is this the work, or have you got other ideas or other plans?
Well, it is a very difficult question. I've come to Canada not for my future, but for my children's future. As far as I'm concerned, and if I can take a voice out, which would help other people getting their work through, I would do it. And if it's David who's going to do it, I'll work with David. And to make my life, I'll do any kind of work. I think that's possible.
Well, thank you. David, have you got any comments? You've been involved in this work for how many years now?
Well, doing popular theater work for about 9 years, doing forum work since, 85, so 4 years now. Comments about what?
You find it gratifying that you'll stick to this form of work? Do you think that this is a commitment that you'll see through for a while?
We are absolutely and completely inundated with requests to do this work. We're scrambling to train new facilitators so that we can keep up with the demand. I think that this work, which was developed in Brazil by a man named Augusto Boal, is of immense importance, not only in an educational sense, but in a freeing the artist sense, in handing culture back to ordinary people sense, in taking it out of the hands of the experts and out of the hands of the corporations sense. And so it's very important work on many different levels, and certainly we're going to keep doing it. We will also keep doing work that is not forum, that is performance-oriented, because it's a different kind of work and it nurtures you in a different way as an artist. But my hope certainly is that we'll be able to do both.
Well, thank you both very much, and thank you for the performance tonight.
Okay, you know what the rules are. We don't have to tell you what the rules are again, so we'll just begin. Scene 2.
So, Victor, did you prepare that list I asked you for?
Yes, Mr. McLeod. Seems like you have a man from Guatemala, 2 from Honduras, 1 Nicaragua, and a family from Peru. Should I bring the first one?
Please, Victor, and let's try and speed things up a bit today.
Jose Hércules Escalante.
Sí.
Please come on in and sit down right there.
May I come in, sir? I'm his wife.
Ella es mi esposa.
Are you the family from Peru?
No, we are from Guatemala.
And what's your name, please?
Saeideh Nessar Ali Escalante.
Listen, Mrs. Escalante, you are not on my list. Why don't you wait outside?
No, sir, I want to be with my
But
husband.
you are not in my list, Miss Victor.
But I want to be with him.
Let me handle it. Sit down, please. Who are you?
I'm his wife.
Ella es mi esposa.
You didn't come with him to the border, though.
No, I'm coming from Vancouver. I've been there for 15 days. 2 weeks.
15 days?
Yes, 2 weeks.
Mrs. Escalante, can I see your passport and your visa, please?
We don't have any visa, no passport, no documents.
Mrs. Escalante, you left the United States, you enter a new country, this is Canada, you have to show me something.
Mrs. Escalante, who helped you come into Canada?
Mrs. Escalante? Mrs. Escalante?
Yes, sir.
Please, answer the question.
No one, sir. I was walking, so someone gave me right to Vancouver.
Mrs. Escalante, please. Who helped you get into Canada?
No one.
You don't know the name of the person who gave you a ride?
Stop!
No.
Okay, who do you think? Okay, now wait a minute. You think he's being oppressed at this point?
Okay, there's a time limit.
You think he's being oppressed? You think somebody's doing something bad to him? Okay, if you think somebody's doing something bad to him, you can replace him. Well, let's do that. From what point? To when they come in? Or to when they come in?
When they
Okay, everybody off stage. The interventionist replaces Victor from the entrance. Oops, dropped your pen.
So, Victor, have you got that list ready I asked you for?
Is this the list that you're looking for? Is it complete? Is that what you want?
The list of all the people that are coming today, yeah, that's the one. So, a Guatemalan, a Nicaraguan, a couple from Honduras, and a family from Peru.
I think it's Miss Sue and Mrs. So-and-so and their children, Sarah and John. And
Yeah, but at the top of the list, we've got one fellow from Guatemala. So.
yeah, and his name is Joe Smith.
Okay, unusual name for a Guatemalan. All right, could you bring him in, Victor? And let's try and speed things up a bit today.
Well, we seem to have a lot of time, but we'll go as it comes.
Well, Victor, we've got a lot of people waiting, so.
I understand the lane rush today, so we'll try to make it as easy as possible.
Have you done what you wanted to do?
No.
Well, then continue.
Okay, Mr. Smith? Escalante. Please come in.
Okay.
Would you like to come in, sir?
I'm his wife.
Yes, please do. Please. Would you like to be seated? Mr. and Mrs. Calante, this is Joe Blow.
Victor, don't you think you're taking your cross-cultural training a little bit too seriously? All right.
Okay, I'm going to stop this. Okay, the intervention, because you could see the Super Bowl play in it. You're moving back? Sylvia. So Sylvia's intervention, and first of all, let me explain that we also think that Victor in this scene is an oppressed character. And it's perfectly valid, we think, to replace him. We begin by an attempt to make this poor harried character's day easier, I think, yes?
Yes.
Can you tell me how you feel about that?
Well, I guess my perception of it is that she's making my day more difficult because she's changing the power relationship between me and the refugees. It's true that refugee officers, at least at some border crossings now, are undergoing training in cross-cultural training and sensitivity training. I think that's good. I think that's important. But there are also people the immigration officer is in a dual position. On the one hand, he's supposed to be a social worker and sort of talk to these people and get their story out. On the other hand, he's a cop who investigates to make sure that they're not doing something that's forbidden under the Immigration Act. So he's got two functions, one to help them get in and the other to keep them out. And it's very difficult for them to balance those two functions. And obviously I'm on the side of trying to keep them out because that, in essence, in my view, is what the Canadian government wants to do. And she's taking the opposite position, so that's upsetting my day and upsetting my situation.
Does this kind of relationship, though, happen in these situations, do you think?
I'm sure that well, normally in this situation there'd only be one person interviewing, but yeah, there are definitely disagreements among people involved in the system as to how to approach it. And there are people who are better with refugees, and there are people who are more harsh on refugees. And you can see that at the inquiries, at the hearings, all the way through the process.
And I guess my ultimate goal was for him to take his hostilities out on me, not them.
Okay, well, we couldn't see it through that far, so we don't know if that would happen or not, but many things change. Let me tell you something. When we started researching this play, we saw something on the Journal about a hearing which is further along the process from this interview. It took place in a courtroom situation with these guys way up here and these two way down here. It's a very, very formal situation where, in fact, this can't be changed. It's fixed. But the physical space is obviously very important. We learned a great deal from this intervention. Thank you very much. Also, by way of introduction, the same way I did with Victor, Daniel is an actor. He is also a lawyer, a real lawyer.
Is anybody talking to him after
Many people, yes. Daniel does support work for refugees in this process. And so we often turn to him for advice, both on the law and about how these things unfold, because he also has first-hand knowledge. We'll continue.
Mr. Escalante, do you speak or understand any English?
Un poquito.
A little bit. I can translate.
Can I have your full name, please?
Stop. Who would you replace? Okay, interventionist replace Mrs. Escalante from which point?
Back when you said who helped you to get in the country.
Okay. From who helped you get into the country?
Mrs. Escalante, who helped you get into Canada?
A whole network of people in the Kootenays, and there's about there's a lot of them are outside here, and there's a guy with a camera, and they're going to take us back when the day's over, so we'll just go through this process, and whatever happens to us, they're going to look after us.
Are there church people involved with this group?
Lots of them.
Damn it, I hate it when the churches get involved.
Commies, too.
We especially don't want the media in here. Well, let me tell you one thing, Mrs. Escalante. I don't mind if you've got somebody from the church to assist you here, but your husband is going to have to go back to the United States. He's not going to be able to go with them.
Well, that's okay. The 40 people say they'll go with the United States, too.
All right.
You just let 40 Canadians go to America and say that they're there to defend one Canadian for 6 weeks or something. If you're willing to have that on TV, then it's okay. He'll go.
Well, Mrs. Escalante, my hands are tied.
Oh, ours too.
I'm only following my orders.
Ours too.
And the law says that since he came to the border from the United States to make a refugee claim, he has to go back until his inquiry is over.
Sure.
And the inquiry will be in 6 weeks' time here at the border.
Now, you can't go back to the States with him.
No, the Canadians, the church people and the TV, they'll go.
But that's fine.
The hearing will be in 6 weeks.
As long as they don't come in here.
TV show will be tonight.
Why Monday?
Okay. What do you mean? I know this man. I forgot. Okay. Corky's intervention.
Get him off the stage.
Let's calm down up here. Corky's intervention is a very positive one and also a very plausible one. The numbers may be high, like 40 people. However, it's a very plausible intervention. There is a whole network in the United States called the Sanctuary Movement. It operates primarily underground. Now, there may be a network that's working here in the Kootenays that some people know about and some don't, that is doing that kind of refugee support work. They can link up with the church network in the States. That's completely plausible.
Can I get off stage?
No. Jose, how do you feel? Well, let me point another thing out. Saeideh here is being very assertive inside this situation. Now, she knows, mind you, that she's got help outside, so maybe that helps her. But these two people, it's important to understand, are in a situation where they're very stressed, and they've been traveling for 3 months, and they are frightened of these two.
Can I say something?
Sure.
When I came to this country, it was illegally, and all I said was the things that I was advised to say to those people when I had my hearing.
Okay. Saeideh?
Yes, sir.
How is it for you to be this assertive inside this kind of situation?
What is assertive?
Oh, assertive, sure of yourself and straightforward and forceful.
It can only be if I have a full knowledge of what's going on. Otherwise, just coming out, walking that distance, coming out, not knowing anything, being scared I wouldn't be that sure.
Okay, but if you had friends waiting outside for you who talked to you and done all that?
Oh yes, then I'll be silent and I'll say whatever I
Okay, so the intervention is a very, very, very positive one. It also involves the media, which is a very good thing to do. Thank you, Corky, very much.
Now, Mr. Escalante, can I have your full name, please?
My name is Jose Hércules Escalante.
All right, Mr. Escalante.
Ramirez.
What?
Ramirez.
Escalante or Ramirez?
Escalante Ramirez.
Mr. Escalante, do you see this form? This is a Canadian official immigration form, and I have only 3 spaces here for your name. The first one is for your first name, the second one for your middle name, and there's only 1 space for your family name. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to write Jose as your first name.
Stop! I think there was a double one over there. Maybe that was my echo. Who's the place?
Well, I'm not sure. It's both his name, but so I would be him, I presume.
You can replace either of them.
But I would have to do it. Okay, speak to her as if I'm...
Yes, if you replace Jose, you must understand you have to replace English. Okay, intervention is replace Jose. Good. And from the name.
Can I ask you your name? Can I have your name, please?
Jose Hércules Escalante Ramirez.
Escalante Ramirez. Mr. Escalante, do you see this form? This is a Canadian official immigration form, and I have only 3 spaces for you here. The first place for your first name, the second place for your middle, Mr. Escalante. Are you interested to know if I'm going to write, when I write your name as I want, Jose Hércules Escalante?
Excuse me, just for a second. Yeah.
Tell her it is my name. It's the only thing I have left. I left my family, my country, my...
Yes. Okay, be calm, okay? Be calm. He wants you to write all his name. This is the only thing left for him.
I know, but I have no space in the form, Mr. Escalante.
What is your family name, Mr. Escalante?
It's Escalante Ramirez, sir.
Does it have a hyphen in it?
There is no hyphen, sir. There are 2 names. There are 2 names.
How can you have 2 family names?
This is the culture difference, sir. In our culture, we have 2 names. One is from the mother's side, the other
All right,
from the
look,
father's.
tell him we'll just write it with a hyphen in it. Escalante Ramirez.
Excuse me, sir. He wants to say something, please.
Don't take my name away. It's all I have left.
Okay, they're not taking your name away. They want to know if they can put a hyphen in between.
Okay, just keep my name. I want my whole name. I want my whole name on there.
He wants his whole name. If you want to put a hyphen, that's fine. As far as he has his name.
Victor, this is going to take all day. Put it Escalante Ramirez and stick a hyphen in it.
Let's just finish this and then we'll come to you, okay?
With a hyphen. With a hyphen.
It fits the formula?
We'll make it.
Okay. But if you make it fit without why hyphen takes more space, why does... He can make it fit now, he does not need that hyphen.
Now, what's the problem, Mrs. Escalante?
Well, sir, the problem is this, that first you said there were only 3 spaces. Now you're adding another space that is a hyphen.
No.
So he wants to take away that hyphen from... It's going to be another problem for us if we go back to Guatemala, then we can never... Hyphen doesn't work, sir.
Victor, why don't you do something? This is your fault.
What about Jose H. Escalante Ramirez?
That's fine. It's fine, sir.
Okay,
as far as
please sit down. We have a lot of
Yes,
things to do
okay,
here.
sir. Okay.
All right, Mr. Escalante Ramirez.
You've done it.
Okay. We see this kind of intervention often, but it's never solved the way we got it solved tonight. What's your name? Dorothy. So Dorothy understands, obviously, the importance of the full name. It's the person's identity. And you work out a way. Now, why was a hyphen not good enough? I want to know.
Well, the hyphen would have been good enough, except his excuse was he didn't have space. But then the hyphen gave him enough space. So at that point then, I realized you've got the space, you can fit it in.
Okay, they were trying to put Escalante hyphen Ramirez in one space.
Right.
Right, which is then Jose Hercules Escalante Ramirez in one space. 3 spaces. I thought we had it solved there at that point. But what we've ended up with is...
All right, Jose H. Escalante Ramirez.
Okay.
Still using the initials, still giving my name without adding a hyphen, so in that sense it's not changing.
Okay, we solved the problem here in this instance. I think it's important to point out that there are many, many, many people coming into this country now that don't have names like Joe Smith. And maybe it's time to change the form. Okay, there was an intervention somewhere over here. Yes, did you need this woman? No. No, okay. Okay, who'd you replace?
I'd like to replace the policeman.
Okay, now wait a minute. You think he's being oppressed at this point? Mm-hmm. I want to point something out here. It's very important. If you just come in and change what a person is doing, it's what we call magic. Okay, well, I'm not going to let you do magic.
Well, I really feel like he's oppressed because 6 years of college and he has to sit in this job and do miserable things to poor people. And he'd rather be skiing, and I think he should take a note to his supervisor to try to change something.
Okay, I'll let you. I'll let you.
Well,
do this.
I did everything right.
Okay, fine. Would you comment? Do you want to comment on that?
Well, I'll just make one comment, and that is, yeah, the people here are not the problem. It's not a matter of changing immigration officers and making them nicer. What the problem is in Ottawa and the law that's been put in place that these people have to enforce and carry, well, they don't have to, but they're told to if they want to keep their jobs. So, you know, we can change the nature of the immigration officers, we can make them nicer, we can produce a nice color, glossy pamphlet in English and French, which is what has been done, telling refugees about the system and how wonderful it is, although most of them can't read English or French. But that just puts a gloss on the system. What really has to change is the law itself and the policy of the Canadian government towards refugees.
Okay. It's getting very late. We have time for a few more, and then we're going to have to wrap. Well, I have to ask you, do you need to leave here at 10 o'clock? No. Can we have an extra 15 minutes on the evening? That'll give us a little bit more time. Okay, thank you very much. Let's continue, please.
Escalante,
Yes.
how did you and your husband get here from Guatemala?
Miss Escalante, please, answer the questions.
Hey, we first went to Mexico and then to United States, and now we are here.
Now, did you go through the United States Customs and Immigration?
You can't imagine, sir, how dangerous it is to cross that Rio Grande in the
Miss
middle of the night.
Escalante, please.
Stop.
I only want to intervene if it's possible to read going all the way back to the scene after they took Nora out and shot her, and they were deciding to make the trip. They were deciding to make the trip out of the country. They made the decision to leave the country. I'd like to go to that particular point.
Well, I guess we could do that. Who did you replace?
I replaced the lady.
Saeideh. And where does the scene take place?
I think it's the scene. They're still in the house. Nora had been shot, and there's something. I think the husband says to the woman that they're going to leave. They have to leave the home. They have to leave the country. That's when they make the decision to leave.
Okay, well, we can try to do that. Does everybody stay in these costumes? Come on up. We're giving you big problems. We'll just leave the set the way it is.
Nobody has to go anywhere.
Okay, interventionist replace Jose. We're at the end of scene 1.
Jose, you're Jose.
Oh, I'm sorry. Interventionist replace Saeideh.
In that scene, I refresh my memory, but I think at that particular point,
The scene ends, Nora is shot, Jose, there it is. Jose is comforting Saeideh, she stands up and she says, we decided to leave our home.
Oh, did she say that or did he say it?
She said it.
Oh, she said that. Okay, I'm going to rewrite it a little bit, okay.
That's fine.
Okay, bang, she's dead?
Yes.
Okay, let's pretend that he said that we're going to leave, okay? I thought it was
fine. Okay.
Okay, no, we're not going to leave. I have a cousin who went to Canada, and it was just no end of trouble. Besides, this is our country. I'm going to have a baby. I want my baby to be born in this country. I think that what's been happening is that we've been reacting to the situation here emotionally and just playing into the hands of the secret police and the government. We demonstrate and they shoot us. We protest and they shoot us. I know that there are people in this country who are organizing underground. I know that there are people who are trying to make a difference, people who are trying to change the system in our country here so that it can be a place where we can live and bring up our children in peace and in not being afraid.
Okay.
Now I'd like to know what you would do now.
Okay. Saeideh, we also have Nora, could you also come here? So, what's your name? Don. So Don's intervention then is not to leave the country, but for him and Jose to go underground.
Well, not necessarily underground, but, well, okay, underground, sure.
You said underground, yeah.
Well, okay. However, people are trying to organize the change.
Okay, does anybody want to comment on that?
Well,
Okay. Just to start with, no one likes to leave their countries. When such situations happen, for each one of us to save your life for something is important. Just to die just like that is of no need. To go underground is easy, and it is hard at the same time. We are the people who were underground. At the time that undergrounds are blown up, there are people like Paul who come in and they give up, and the jails are full. People die. Thousands of them die. And when you have small kids, and if there is a possibility to bring these 2 kids up and give it to society, there is a day, believe me, if there is a day for us to go back, one would go back. You would take your child to your own country so they can serve you. If you come here, it's just because you want to live, like many of you want to live. I know how hard it is to live. It is very hard to live. No one wants to be. And it is not easy to go. The whole country cannot go underground. When there is dictatorship means only bullets and guns. Believe me, I was a teacher, and I've seen my students shot against the trees in orchards. You go out and you'll find blood. They kill you, they come to the parent, They ask for the money of the bullet because they said the bullet has been wasted for your child. They ask for the bullet. The body is not given to you. In those conditions, sometimes people run away for their lives, for their children's life, to give it to a society where they can give this society, but believe me, mothers like us would give 2, 3, 4, whatever, a good Canadian citizen. This is why it's not easy to leave the country. Believe me, no one wants to leave.
Obviously, people do go underground, and obviously, both those things are very difficult to do. All of this comes out because of the bravery of this intervention, so thank you. Okay. Let's go back to scene 2 now. Okay. Can we have everybody back here on stage, please?
So do I go out?
Yes, okay, in the interest of time, I'm going to suggest that we get to where we're bringing the interpreter in. Actually, the interpreter is in. We've gone through the introductions. Okay?
Now, where is everybody?
I don't know, we just have to talk about ourselves here.
Okay, the introductions have happened and the questions are beginning again.
Now, Mr. Escalante, your wife was telling us that the police were looking for you.
Señor Escalante, su esposa nos decía que la policía lo perseguía.
Sí, es cierto.
Yes, it's true.
Why?
¿Por qué?
Bueno.
Stop. Where did I come from? Oh, you're in trouble. Who's replace? Whose place would you take? Saeideh. Okay.
Speak English.
Okay, and from where we are now? From this point?
Yes. Why were the police?
Okay.
Why?
¿Por qué?
Bueno, en primer lugar, la policía secreta entró a mi casa, se llevó a una compañera, luego la mató por pertenecer a un movimiento estudiantil y quien decía más que solo la verdad.
First of all, the secret police broke in my house, took away and killed a comrade of mine. And yes.
Right.
And then they killed her because she was only saying the truth.
All right.
This was a friend of ours, a friend of the family. She was from the university. She was a student.
Now, she was a friend or a camera?
She was a friend.
What word did she use?
Friend.
Or he, sorry.
Friend, but because it was involved in a context of politics, I used comrade.
Which word you want to use?
Friend.
Friend, right.
Now, what's this political organization that you were mixed up with?
The student union.
Not you, Mr. Escalante.
¿A qué organización política usted pertenecía?
Do they have any weapons?
Guerrillas?
Communist, subversive?
He can't understand the English.
I'm going to translate. ¿Tenían armas? ¿Eran comunistas?
No.
No.
So, what organization did you belong to?
¿A qué organización entonces usted pertenecía otra vez?
Como lo dije anteriormente,
As I said before,
mi compañera estaba involucrada en un movimiento estudiantil quien pedía que se respetaran los derechos humanos porque en mi país están muriendo a diario centenares de personas.
as I said before, my comrade or friend was involved in human rights struggles because there are hundreds of people that are being taken under detention in my country.
All right. Did your friend belong to any...
I'm going to stop. Have you done what you wanted to do? Or do you want to go on?
No, I don't want to go on. I'm not an actor.
Okay, no, you're doing great. You don't have to be an actor to do this. What's your name?
Sam.
Sam. So Sam's intervention then is a very calm one, a very contained one, not to interrupt, to wait until things are finished, and then very calmly to correct the translation that you think is wrong. What's happening here?
Well, we thought we had the comrade friend straightened out, but then Rosa gave us comrade again, so.
Well, he is compañero.
Yeah.
He is a friend.
Depending on the context, it can be translated either way. But we're, on the one hand, it's to his advantage to explain that he was a member of a political organization or a sympathizer of a political organization. On the other hand, depending on which political organization, it may be to his disadvantage. So that's, what we're after when we pursue the word comrade.
Okay, so depending on what the involvement was, things may go good or bad for him. We're seeing that this character here is very pivotal, has a very important function here, and is not hired by them. Is not here to represent them. Is only here to translate and is on salary to the same people that these guys are.
And in this case...
Another salary?
No, they're paid on a contract basis. They're just hired for each...
Well, but they're being paid.
Yeah.
And in most cases, the Guatemalan woman in this situation would not have the advantage of knowing English. She's only been in Vancouver for 2 weeks.
Yes.
Yeah, but some people from my country, when they came to Vancouver or wherever another province, speak English. In my university, the people learning English.
Yeah, they teach Spanish and Antigua and learn English.
Yeah.
Okay.
The university have a school for the language.
Okay. The intervention, though, is a very positive one. It is making headway here in this interview. It takes a great deal of strength from this character. Thank you very much. Is this another intervention? Okay, can we're going to take time for questions at the end. Hold on to it, okay? We see from, I'll get you interested. We see from this intervention here and from many others in this scene that these two characters are very isolated. There was somebody, I can't remember who it was now, who replacing this character said there's all these people outside, right? It gave this character a lot of strength. As we continue, we've got about 5 minutes for interventions left. Think about that. Think about how isolated these two are and what we can do to help them in that circumstance. Okay, there's an intervention here, yeah? Intervention is to replace Saeideh, and from what point?
You think it's a couple lines?
Yep. To where? To what area?
A couple lines before that last intervention, something to dice algo de derechos humanos.
Oh, yeah.
Good. Okay, we know where we are?
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't a clue.
Why?
¿Por qué?
Bueno, en primer lugar, la policía secreta entró a mi casa, se llevó a mi compañera por pertenecer a un movimiento estudiantil y luego la mató por decir más que solo la verdad y pedir porque se respeten los derechos humanos.
Una vez, otra vez, la última cosa que decía de los derechos humanos.
Que mataban.
I'm going to have to ask you all to speak up, please.
Más despacio para mí, por favor.
En primer lugar, la policía secreta entró a mi casa, se llevó a mi compañera, quien pertenecía a un movimiento estudiantil y quien pedía que se respetaran los derechos humanos, porque...
El movimiento...
Excuse me, Mrs. Escalante, we're asking your husband the questions now. The interpreter will translate for us. We don't want you telling him what to say.
I would like to know exactly what he is saying, because a few moments ago, it's almost like a deja vu. I felt that I heard the interpreter leave out this part.
Mrs. Escalante. Why don't you let him say what he wants to say? We'll hear what the interpreter says. If you have a problem with that, we can talk about it then. But I don't want you telling him what to say.
No, I'm not telling him what to say. I am trying to understand exactly what he is saying.
Well, we're trying to understand it too, and you're not helping us. Mr. Escalante.
Ok, ellos la matarán y después, porque ella, una vez, por favor, ella...
What?
One moment, please.
Oh, yes.
Porque el movimiento estudiantil estaba pidiendo para los derechos humanos. Muy bien, gracias.
Can I just say that?
Is everybody ready now?
Thank you.
Yes, Rose.
First of all, the secret police broke in my house, took away and killed a friend of mine who belonged to a student movement who asked human rights to be respected. She was saying only the truth.
All right, and what did she... Is that what he said the first time, or is that what she said the second time?
To be honest, I don't remember anywhere, what he said the first time. This is what he said now.
Muchas gracias, señorita.
Now, you're angry. You're angry, aren't you? Oh, no, that's okay. What's your name?
Lynn.
Lynn. So Lynn's intervention then in Spanish is to, well, are you coaching him on what to say?
No, that's only she asked me to put in the order the information or explain more than...
Okay, so you're helping him get his thoughts clear.
No, actually, the first time I heard this, I felt that she left out in her translation the part about the human rights.
Did you?
I don't remember.
Okay, there's something very important happening here, though. We've never had this intervention before. There's something very important happening here. This character is very important. Why are you not being more helpful?
Well, because I don't want to.
Why?
I want to summarize the information in a way that doesn't, say so much. Probably I don't like these guys very much, and I do my job, but some things they just don't hear them.
Okay, these people, well, correct me if I'm wrong, do they meet and get briefed before this, or are they strangers?
At the next two stages, the inquiry and the hearing, they'll have a chance to meet beforehand and talk, but not necessarily here. That's up to the immigration officer.
It's not necessary that I am this way. Not all the translations are that bad, but some of them are.
So, are there people here, sorry for going on, but are there people here who've had difficulty with translators? Or have you experienced difficulty with translators?
I have.
Okay, so what's happening here is not like out of left field somewhere. These things happen. And the intervention points it out very nicely. Thank you very much. I promised to get us out of here at 1:15, and we must take time for questions. It's very important we do that because I know there are many. So I'm going to suggest we start to do that now. Okay? Yes.
That was a good point that she made, but if that woman does not speak any English at all, she cannot catch anything in terms of express. So is that up to these three people?
Yes. If neither of these people speak English, they're at the translation mercy of this person.
They say they belong to the Communist Party and blah, blah, and they had nothing, they didn't say that at all?
And they're alone here.
Right.
Yes. Yes.
Would they be allowed at all if they wanted to bring in somebody with them?
If they wanted to bring somebody in with them, would they be allowed to do that?
It's the immigration officer's discretion, and he doesn't have to allow it if he doesn't want. And normally they won't.
Not even a lawyer?
There's a big controversy over that. They say that lawyers have no place in the interviews, and normally lawyers don't attend them.
Can they hire their own interpreter?
Can they hire their own interpreter? Just a sec, okay?
Normally they arrive at the border, they're interviewed right away. They don't bring an interpreter with them. There is an American organization of all the major churches that assists refugees, but they've been told, well, they don't go. I've been told by them that they don't go to the border anymore to this interview stage because it is an offense for them to assist refugees to get into.
Okay, these people, well, correct me if I'm wrong, do they meet and get briefed before this, or are they strangers?
At the next two stages, the inquiry and the hearing, they'll have a chance to meet beforehand and talk, but not necessarily here. That's up to the immigration officer.
It's not necessary that I am this way. Not all the translations are that bad, but some of them are.
So, are there people here, sorry for going on, but are there people here who've had difficulty with translators? Or have you experienced difficulty with translators?
I have.
Okay, so what's happening here is not like out of left field somewhere. These things happen. And the intervention points it out very nicely. Thank you very much. Okay, I promised to get us out of here at 1:15, and we must take time for questions. It's very important that we do that because I know there are many. So I'm going to suggest we start to do that now. Okay? Yes.
That was a good point that she made, but if that woman does not speak any English at all, she cannot catch anything the translator says. So is that up to these three people?
Yes. If neither of these people speak English, they're at the translation mercy of this person.
They say they belong to the Communist Party and blah, blah, and they had nothing, they didn't say that at all?
And they're alone here.
Right.
Yes. Yes.
Would they be allowed at all if they wanted to bring in somebody with them?
If they wanted to bring somebody in with them, would they be allowed to do that?
It's the immigration officer's discretion, and he doesn't have to allow it if he doesn't want. And normally they won't.
Having a lawyer?
There's a big controversy over that. They say that lawyers have no place in the interviews, and normally lawyers don't attend it.
Can they hire their own interpreter?
Can they hire their own interpreter? Just a sec, okay?
Normally they arrive at the border, they're interviewed right away. They don't bring an interpreter with them. There is an American organization of all the major churches that assists refugees, but they've been told, well, they don't go. I've been told by them that they don't go to the border anymore to this interview stage because it is an offense for them to assist refugees to get into Canada. And I've even been told that some of the people in the church organizations have had their cars confiscated by the American immigration authorities for bringing people up to the border. So they don't participate at this stage anymore. I do know of people from Canada that have participated, and one woman who's very outspoken, very strong, has been going to intervening at some of these. She's from Amnesty International in Vancouver, and she described one interview where she was actually thrown out by the immigration officer because she was, forcefully trying to intervene to assist them. So what the immigration officers expect if they let them in is that they'll, somebody in to assist, that they'll just shut up and stay to one side.
Okay, Nora wants to make a comment, but before that, there was a woman here who just said, well, how would they have the resources to hire an interpreter? And it's a very good point. Yes.
I want to ask something. I want to ask a question.
Okay.
When I applied as a refugee, I had the chance before my last hearing to read what they have written of what I've said and to correct the mistakes that I thought were made. Is that possible now?
No.
Okay. In the back.
I was wondering whether the refugees were compelled to admit that they had entered the States illegally, or could they claim that how they got to the border was really not of concern to the Canadian government? They had to deal with them as they were there. I'm just wondering, do they have to in fact reveal everything even if it's against their own best interest?
Okay, does a refugee have to admit to things that could get him or her in trouble, like having entered the States illegally? Can they just say that's none of your business?
No, they can't. That particular problem is not a major one for them because most refugees enter the United States illegally anyway. So that part is not, it's one of those questions that their reaction, it really confuses the refugee because they don't know what kind of an answer to give. But actually to give a yes answer to that question is not a major problem for them as far as the Canadian authorities. It's not a reason that they can send them back. The reason we go after her about who helped her get into Canada is because it's an offense for someone to help her get across the border illegally, and we want to go after that person because of that, the person that helped her.
Yes.
Is the embassy as unapproachable as depicted?
Is the Canadian embassy as unapproachable as depicted? The answer from this woman is...
There's Guatemalan nuns outside of it. It's in a really wealthy area, and it's the 8th story of a big building. And It's not easy to get to if you're Guatemalan. If you're a Guatemalan indigenous person who's poor, it wasn't real. I mean, I stood outside and screamed. I was Canadian over the intercom at them, you know.
Okay. Did everybody hear that back there? Okay, could you stand up and just repeat? Actually, could you come here and repeat what you said? Because there's mics here. Could you come up here? Because the mics will only pick up here.
The Canadian Embassy in Guatemala City is on in a big office tower building in a very posh area of the city where there's a lot of embassies. The Canadian Embassy actually has got a very poor sort of aspect. Some of them have sort of half city blocks, but they've got a smallish office in this office tower. This place, because it's a very bourgeois area, has got expensive boutiques down in the bottom of it. There are armed guards with submachine guns all around this building. And right out, and so if you're poor and you're Guatemalan, you're indigenous, you stick out like a sore thumb, even going into that complex. And then to get into the Canadian Embassy is all locked up, and it's armed. There's an armed guard, which I believe is hired by the Canadian Embassy, but he's a Guatemalan, and he's sitting there with his rifle outside, and the place is locked. And you can't get into it very quickly, even if you're a Canadian.
Thank you for that.
Oh, I just had one comment. I went by the American Embassy in Santiago, Chile, and it's the same situation there. There are armed military men all around with submachine guns.
Okay, yes, a man stood up, yeah.
I just also like to point out that in Central America, in Guatemala and in Costa Rica are the only embassies that we can go to. In the other countries, there is a consulate in Nicaragua, but they will not handle any immigration or that type of business. So, and like for Nicaragua, it's not welcome in Costa Rica or Honduras. But if they get to Guatemala, they got a chance, but they're competing against everybody else for the attention of, they're at the mercy of the staff there, so it's quite difficult.
Okay, we'll take 2 or 3 more and then we've got to go. Anybody else? Yes. Then I'll come to you.
If the scene progressed further and they were trying to split her up and send her back to the States and keep her there, if she became, told them that she was pregnant and became hysterical and refused to be separated because she was terrified, of course, what would happen?
If as the scene was ending, okay, if as the scene was ending and they were taking Jose outside, told them she was pregnant and that they couldn't be separated, would it make a difference? What would happen?
Well, the law says that the Canadian border officials can send anyone who comes to the border back to the U.S. to wait. And they do that as a matter of course, because that puts it out of their hands and in the hands of the Americans and the volunteer church workers there. So the policy right now is that they send everybody back. The reason Saeideh doesn't go back is because she's already inside Canada. They cannot deport her while she has made a refugee claim. And we use that as kind of a way to illustrate the different treatment that people get. The people that can get into the country are treated differently from the people that come to the border. And there's no intelligent reason for that difference in treatment.
Would her saying, look, I'm pregnant, you can't do this, matter?
Under the present situation, no. I don't know what the immigration officers would do in that situation, but right now they send everybody back.
Yes.
Could I just change this a little bit? Earlier in the play, there was mention of the fact that some of the soldiers decide that they no longer want to do this work.
I'm sorry, could you, I'm going to ask you to start again and to come here and speak louder, okay? Sorry, I'm not thinking.
Earlier in the play, you mentioned that there were some soldiers who changed from fighting and going after relatives and people that they know, and they want to change that. They don't want to do that any longer. What I want to know is, where do they go and what happens to them?
Okay, if somebody who's working in the military wants to defect,
yes,
where do they go? Is
what
there
happens to them?
Or what happens to them?
Well, it depends on which country. For instance, right now in El Salvador, if they go to the guerrillas and they pass all the security checks, they'll be very welcome. In Guatemala, I don't know where they can go. It's very difficult in Guatemala. In Argentina in 1964, the intelligence service of the Navy found out that there was a group of sub-officers that they were trying to do political work inside the army, inside the Navy, and they all got arrested, and they had a very hard time. It's happened very seldom. I don't know really very well what's happening, but it does happen.
Okay, it's 10:17. We'll go to 10:20, and then we've got to go. Yes.
When you separate the husband and wife at the border, sending one each way, does that not enhance the desire for the husband to come across illegally as the wife did?
Okay, when they separate Jose and Saeideh at the border, does it not make it enhance the desire for Jose to come back again illegally to try to join his wife? Do you want to? Any ideas about that?
Yeah, that's possible, but I don't know. You know, if I try, probably I have a big trouble to find the paper very quickly.
Or to find her, even. Anybody else have a comment about that quickly?
No, it might create problems for him, but it does point out the stupidity of the situation where one person who comes across the border illegally can stay in, and a person who comes to the border and makes their claim has to stay out.
If he did that after this interview, he got sent back, he's then snuck back in, if he got caught, what would happen to him?
He'd probably be put in detention until his inquiry, and questions would be raised at the inquiry about, his conduct in sneaking across the border illegally. He'd probably be treated a lot more harshly as the process goes along, with a lot more suspicion.
Okay. Yes.
Just this whole thing about sneaking back, isn't the track record more in favor of people who would sneak into the country, even get arrested? Wouldn't they be better off than just allowing themselves to go back into the States and to a certain fate, like the Tamil refugees, for instance?
So the question is the legislation not then more favorable towards people who are sneaking into the country?
Okay, there's one disadvantage of sneaking into the country, and that is that, as is pointed out at the end of the play, Jose, because he applied at the border, will get a lawyer appointed to act for him at his first inquiry, and Saeideh won't, because she's entered illegally. And that's, sort of the government's way of penalizing people. But when it comes to the final hearing, if they each pass their first inquiries, when it comes to the final hearing in BC, they have to find their own counsel anyway. So it's not that big a disadvantage. As to the advantages, yes, you're right. They're better off inside Canada because then they're subject to Canadian law all the way through the process. They don't have to worry about what the Americans are going to do with them, or how to, whether the American church people can support them.
We also know that it takes a great deal of courage to do this kind of work, not only from this side of the stage, but from your side of the stage. This evening could have gone on for hours, and that says to us that it's been a very successful evening. So we would very much like to thank you for your participation. Thank you very much.
Good night.